What does that even mean, Bauer's Game Corner?
It's going off rails now. Now we're in the top 20. It's going off rails.
Back again for more top 20 games of all time. And now we have me and Brandon.
What's up?
And we're both going to be doing our top 20 games of all time. We've gone through my top 100. And now we're to the creme de la creme. These are the games that, arguably I would play them at just about any time.
So can I give a caveat on mine?
Yes.
A few things on mine, because I know the internet's going to lose its mind because of your millions and millions of followers, right?
Okay.
I don't have publishers, so that's the first thing. I'm not going to mention publishers because I don't know what the publishers are. Sorry. Most of these I own, so about 90% of the list I've actually owned or do own now. So my list is sort of constrained to what I've owned and what I've played. So that's about it. I mean, whatever. Not that you care. I have honorable mentions. Can I do my honorable mentions?
Yeah, go for it.
We talked about it earlier. World Championship Russian Roulette. Again, I'm just going to hit it on it again. Tuesday night games. Ha! I remembered one publisher. Played at Gen Con. Super fun. Easy. Accessible. Great social game. Check it out. It's awesome.
Super nice guys.
Kingsburg made my honorable mention. Really enjoyable. Dice rolling. You're picking stuff to do, and then you're rolling dice, you're building stuff. It's jewelry or other things. Super fun, really easy. I call that Gateway Plus because it's easy. It's like, and I tell everybody just buy as much dice, get as many dice as you can, and you'll be good.
Yeah, I really like that when you talk.
That's a really solid game. You mentioned Cash and Guns. I'm throwing it in the honorable mentions because I've got a picture on my phone of me pointing a gun at my buddy Matt, it's just so much fun. It's a fantastic game, and this is what's going to crucify me on the internet.
You're talking about first edition.
Yes, first edition. Yep. And then the last one that I'm going to mention, I have to mention it, and the internet's going to hate me, but whatever.
Tic-tac-toe.
Cards Against Humanity. I mean, look, yes, I get it. It's the anti-board game, right? I mean, but it's fun.
It's no Help Wanted.
It's fun. Yeah, that's true. Help Wanted's clearly a superior game. Check it out. Bauer.com. That's not an internet thing. Don't go to that. But no, I mean, the thing is like one of the games, it's accessible, it's easy, it's funny, and yes, is it trite, is it silly? Yes, it's all of the bad things that you've ever heard. It is that. But it's also great. Also, the tabletop episode of Cards Against Humanity with Aisha Tyler is fan-freaking-tastic. We watched it the other night and laughed the entire time. And if you want a good, cheap laugh, it's fantastic.
I didn't watch it.
Well,
I wasn't invited.
It's good. It's good. You should watch it.
I will say that was actually the game that got me into the hobby as well. I was telling Brandon a little bit earlier. Yep, walked in getting Cards Against Humanity, walked out with Zombie Dice and Pandemic.
There you go. And then this happened.
Yeah, so,
all right, are we on number 20?
20, you go first, like.
Right? Oh, I get to go first? All right, I'm excited. This is actually a board game that I got into a couple years ago, and it's Ascension. Ascension, the deck building game, is something that I got introduced to, and it's awesome. I will say that like it never makes the table anymore, but for a while there, it was basically the only thing we would play, and I got the expansions and all that. It's just incredibly easy. It's fun. It's a lightweight game.
Man, if only you could play that game on the go.
Yeah, the app is superior. It's awesome. The app is awesome. Play Ascension. It's great. Not going to be meaty. Not going to be one that you're like, oh my god, this is awesome. But it's fun, and it's a good social 2-player sit back and forth game. It's awesome.
Yeah, I actually played Ascension for the first time a couple months ago, and they sent me the latest standalone / expansion. I was very pleasantly surprised. I liked it an awful lot.
It's really good.
My number 20 is better than yours.
Yes, right? It is. Yeah, I agree. Actually, I actually agree.
Shots fired. Shots.
But I don't own Viticulture. So.
Is Viticulture from Stonemaier Games, and wow, this is a worker placement game dripping with theme where you are going to be running a winery, and you are going to be planting grapes, and you are going to be picking grapes, and you're going to be squashing grapes, you're going to be storing grapes in your cellar, you're going to be selling your grapes, you're going to be having seasonal events that will happen. And my favorite aspect of the game, and probably the biggest attraction a lot of people have from the game, are these seasonal event cards that happen, which are just monumentally powerful and interesting and different and fantastic. They completely shift the game, but I like them. I think they're very well done. It plays well at all the player counts, even though I will say once you get to 5 and 6, it goes long.
It takes a while.
But it's really good too. It's a good solo. You add the Tuscany expansion, some of the modules. The Tuscany expansion is fantastic. The More Visitors expansion adds more of those seasonal visitors calls, hence the name More Visitors. And it's just a fantastic worker placement game.
This is one you brought over. We played. It took forever. I mean, it took forever. But we had 3 new people who weren't really into board games. So this is definitely not a gateway game. All right? Just be aware of that, Internet. But we wound up playing it. And at the end, everybody was like, that's awesome. And just getting the grapes and making the wines it's such a simple mechanic, but it flows with the theme so well that it works, and it's so much fun. And honestly, the 2 people that play this still talk about it. And that was, what, like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago? I mean, it was a while ago, and they still talk about it. So I think this is in BGG's top 10. I'm pretty sure. And it is a well-deserved place. Really? It's awesome. That. It's Stonemaier. It's fantastic.
And I will say there's another game about this same thing called Vinhos. I have not played it, so I cannot speak to it. I actually have it over there. It's a huge box. One day, I'll get to that. Reviewing that. I had played it. I enjoyed it, but I just have not got a chance to review it.
19?
Yeah, that's a number.
Yeah, it is.
19. My 19. I'll go.
All right.
Vikings Gone Wild, the board game from
my God.
Lucky Duck Games. It's one of the newest games on the list, and
That's
this
incredible.
is what I want out of a competitive deck builder.
I love the art.
So Vikings Gone Wild, and I do highly recommend getting the deluxe Kickstarter edition because it comes with the board, it comes with tons of extra cards, but even just the base game is a fantastic deck building game. Very simple, very streamlined. You are going to be starting with your hand of crap, and then you are going to be able to purchase. And it has a constantly changing buy row a la Ascension, a la Star Realms, but then it also has a persistent buy row a la Dominion where you will be able to purchase buildings. These buildings will give you special abilities, and there's also fighting monsters because eventually, sometimes like Ascension, there'll be monsters that come up and you get to fight them, and you'll be able to attack your opponents. But it's not a bad attack. That's one thing I love about this game is the attacking in this game is more beneficial to you and not detrimental to your opponent. Great artwork, tons of variability, and this is one of those games that I actually just got 2 expansions in the mail today that is just going to have a oomph load of expansions and deserve them. Vikings Gone Wild, the board game. Check this out if you like deck builders.
So this is the one we're gonna play after.
Oh yeah.
We've been filming for like a long time, but now I'm itching to play board games. I love the art. I don't even know, but I'm on board. I am super on board. All right, 19 for me is so I have this phase where I kind of went into board game or stores and I would look at board games and I'd be like, oh, that looks fun, and I'll just buy it. Or if it was silly or whatever. And there was this game called Ninja versus Ninja. So 19 for me is Ninja v Ninja. It's a 2-player game where basically you set... No, it might be. I'm not sure who the publisher is. But you set ninjas on a board in the same positions. You roll dice, and you are either going out to missions and getting points, or you're just trying to kill the other guys by landing in the same space. You pretty much always win by killing other guys in the same space. I've had very few games win by points. But for a 2-player game, almost always, if somebody comes over and it's just me and somebody hanging out, we will play Ninja v Ninja. And that's why it makes my list, because it's just all the time. And he's trying to look up who it is. But it's really good.
We should try this on Monday when I inevitably come over earlier than everyone else.
Well, there you go. It's really good. I think you'd like it. Dice rolling, moving around the board. We'll figure out who it is later.
Is that exclusively 2 players?
It is. It is a 2-player. I'll do 18 while we're looking up
out of the box games.
Out of the box. There we go. Thank you.
All right, yeah, you can go to 18.
All right, 18 for me is Betrayal at House on the Hill. It makes my top 20 because it is super accessible. It's easy to play. It's almost didn't. I think it's easy. There's not a whole lot going on.
Easily accessible when you get to the haunt. New person gets to be the bad guy?
Which is, I mean, it almost didn't make my list for that reason, but the fact that we played it so much.
Okay.
But you're not wrong. When it gets to the haunt, if you've never played it, you walk in a room and you read it and you're like, I have no freaking clue.
You're going to walk into the room, climb out the window, and go home because you're scared.
Yeah, like you have no idea what's going on. But we just had so much fun playing it. Again, I'm going to reference my buddy Matt, who was Ox one time, and he sort of got into character about how Ox is this big, giant, strong guy who's just punching everything in the face. and he gets to like the library and finds a book, and he's like, Ox doesn't know how to read, just kind of like throws the card away. That's why it makes the list, because it was fun and enjoyable. And yeah, you're not wrong. It's not accessible. I was wrong about that. Sorry,
I will say one thing about this.
Sure.
I enjoy the game.
Okay.
I do like the game, but it's one of those games where if someone ever suggests it,
No.
I'll say let's play something else.
Yep.
But if they push the issue, I will play and I will have fun because I do enjoy the game.
It came out like 2 weeks ago at a game night that I did, and I was like, I'm gonna go play something else.
I don't remember exactly what the game was, but I remember I was at your house, we were playing a game, and we busted out the game, and we learned the game, and we played the game the same time they did the haunt.
Yep.
Like, their haunt period was like an hour to an hour and a half.
And we had played and finished the game already.
I don't remember. I wish I could remember what game it was.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm just saying,
remember that, though.
The haunt can completely derail that game, and some of them aren't actually balanced or broken, I've heard. I don't know.
So, yeah, I mean, enter with caution, but it makes my top 20 because we've played it so much.
It's a fun game.
And it's a solid game.
It's very thematic.
Very thematic.
It's like Catan. You can see the holes in the game. You can see that it's not the best game, nuts and bolts.
It's not perfect, but... And I haven't even played the expansion yet, so the expansion may do some of that.
That's a game that needs an app. 110%.
Agreed. All right, you're 18.
My number 18 is probably the big game that got me into the hobby that is a hobby game, and that is Pandemic. This is Pandemic on the Brink. We also have the third expansion as well. Played Pandemic Legacy, which is not on this list because I did not enjoy it at 2 players. But Pandemic, it's just a rock-solid cooperative game. It is really cool theme. You're going to be running around the world. You're going to be trying to cure diseases. The expansion adds a lot of cool new cards, new special ability cards, new roles because you're all asymmetrical, different abilities you have. There's a bioterrorist expansion in this, which I think I'm one of like 7 people on the planet that likes it, but I do like it. And Pandemic, it's just rock solid, probably my go-to cooperative game.
Another gateway game that is coming out of the woodwork. And again, it goes like Catan, Pandemic. Sorry, internet. We're not professionals, right? Pandemic is in that wheelhouse to me, where you can set that out on a board and say, here's what you do. End of story. It's easy to explain.
Well, the cooperative nature lends itself to that too.
Exactly, and I mean the pressure that you feel, like there's real pressure, sort of.
Tension,
and like you really feel like, oh my gosh, this is awesome when you win, and it's hard. It's not an easy game either, which is great.
Because you'll get to the scenario and be like, oh, this happens, we lose.
Yeah,
like, this happens, we lose, and it's just like, oh, we dodged the bullet this round.
Yeah.
Oh, we dodged the bullet next round.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good sense of tension in this game.
Solid pick.
All right, my number 17, another one immensely popular. Get at Target, get at Walmart. That is The Resistance from Indie Board and Cards. Probably don't have to talk too much about this one, but this they tried to fix Werewolf and make it a smaller player count, and for the most part they did. You're going to be on 2 teams: good team, bad team. Bad team's trying to trick the good team into thinking that they're good guys. Bad guy, yeah, you got it.
Yep.
Bad team's trying to trick good team's trying to figure out bad team, and it's simple, it's light, it's fun. It comes with a built-in expansion, which I like with more experienced players. That adds all sorts of quonky rules to it. I will say I like the Resistance Avalon better, so the Resistance Avalon is technically on this list instead of the Resistance, because you can play original Resistance with the Resistance Avalon, or you can play with the special rules. Either way, light, large group, social deduction, Resistance, fantastic. Go check it out if you haven't.
We'll talk about that more later. Number 17 for me is Takenoko. This is the panda game where you've got hex pieces and you're building bamboo. And you go around and you eat bamboo or you build bamboo. It's super simple. It's a little kiddie. But it's really easy and it's high strategy. Well, not I'm kidding. It's not high strategy. Who am I kidding? Whatever. You just get your cards and you're trying to do the thing. And it's super easy. Balanced point system. Takes about an hour. Again, to me, this is another gateway game. It's easy to teach. You can break it out for people who've never played board games. Explain it in under 5 minutes and go.
Antoine Bauza!
It makes... I mean, that's... A lot of my games on this list make it because they're easy to get people into the hobby. Or to teach or whatever, and they're enjoyable, and that's why that's my list.
I own it, and I've never played it.
It's really good.
I've heard nothing but good things, which is why I own it.
16 for me. We're gonna drive on here. We already talked about it. Kingsburg. I stinking really like Kingsburg. It's really easy. You roll dice, you put them on the board, and get what you want in terms of resources. and it was just, it's fun. I enjoyed it. It was lightweight, easy to teach. Again, it's another, I mean, that's going to be a recurring theme in all of these. It's on my list for wanting to buy. I love the enhanced pieces that you have.
Yeah.
They're just really, like, that's as goofy as that sounds. They're super nice. It's like, that's cool. That's neat. You feel invested in it, and it's awesome. Kingsburg is fantastic.
And both of us have not played the expansion, so it gets even better.
Oh, nice. All right. What's your 16?
My number 16, also not, I don't have it. It is Leaders of Euphoria from Overworld Games. It's coming out in the next month, and it is Good Cop, Bad Cop pillar for me. It's in the same, it's a Good Cop, Bad Cop game, which means they took that game and they changed it to a different theme, but they also fixed some of the problems that were present in the game. It keeps all the cool special ability cards, gets rid of a player elimination, adds like this cool player swapping thing, where once you're eliminated, you actually become on a third team.
Oh.
And it's difficult for the third team to win, but it's completely possible, and it's outstanding. It has the Euphoria theme for Stonemaier games, which that's the only Stonemaier game I've not played, but it's steampunky, post-apocalyptic-y, whatever, but it's a fantastic game. My number 16, Leaders of Euphoria, I think it's going to cause a big splash when it comes out.
All right. 15. We've already talked about it. We'll talk about it again.
Oh.
Resistance. Resistance is wonderful. I just stinking love it. It's so easy. The enjoyable part to me of Resistance is where you're picking your team, but like you think that people are bad, so you vote against it. And whatever reason, I love that. Where you're deciding yes, no, super easy. Again, crazy accessible, fun, easy. Avalon I've played. I wasn't a huge fan of Avalon. Really? Well, mostly because of the whole, if you figure out who Merlin is, you win. I just didn't really care for that. So I actually like the base version better, where you just don't know who anybody is and you're trying to figure it out. But I have Resistance / Avalon on my list. It's wonderful. It's a good game.
And like I said, if you're thinking about getting one, get the Resistance Avalon, because you can just play regular Resistance with it.
Absolutely.
Even though it doesn't have the expansion card. So I guess that is a little bit different. All right, my number 15, Ice Cool from Brain Games.
I love that you picked this one.
I love this game. This is a flicking dexterity game.
With penguins!
It is my son's favorite game of all time. It's probably in my wife's top 25 favorite games of all time. It has never gone flat for me. Never, never, never. It's just, you set out this big, large school. Well, it's not three-dimensional. Well, it's three-dimensional. You set up a school, and you're going to be trying to flick your penguins around school, but there's going to be a hall monitor who's trying to chase you, and you're going to be getting fish cards, and it's fantastic. It is an excellent family game. If you have young kids aged 4 to 50, I'd recommend this game.
That's right. You're young at 50.
Young and I. Just Ice Cool. I can't wait to see an expansion in the future, too. Hopefully they had like a playground, maybe ramps or stuff like that.
Oh, my gosh.
But Ice Cool, it's currently nominated for a Spiel, I think, as well.
Yeah,
so I would love to see this one win, because then it'll get tons of expansions.
That's so awesome that you picked that.
Ice Cool, Brain Games, yep.
I've not played that, but just from his love of it, I really want to.
It's fun.
I really want to. What's your 14?
All right, I have Between Two Cities.
Such a good pick.
And I think, yes, this is the final appearance of Jamie Stegmaier on the list of Stonemaier games, I should say. Scythe, Viticulture, Between Two Cities. And I love this game. It is a fantastic gateway game in its cooperative nature. It's got this fantastic dual cooperative aspect where you'll be working.
And right.
Yep, you're going to be working with both these people. So it's really easy to teach, because you inherently have two people right next to you who want you to succeed. They will be telling you what you should do, potentially. Actually, crap, I should have mentioned that about the Dresden Files cards game.
That's right.
Alpha Gamer problem in that. But this one, I really enjoy this game. It just came out with a new expansion that's coming out in a couple months, which is really good as well. That expands your grid and adds a couple new quirks and dimensions, which I like an awful lot. Between Two Cities is one of my favorite games of all time.
It's going to come up again, but I'll talk about it quick now. Is my favorite part is the mechanic where you're trying to get your lowest scoring city scores. Mm-hmm. So you've got a city on your right, city on your left. You're trying to get points from both of them, but at the end, you're only going to score your lower one. So it's this beautiful balancing mechanic that you're not even realizing is happening, and you're doing it regardless. It's wonderful. This is an easy one. You top it out. You teach it to 7. It's 7 players, which is wonderful. And it plays in like what, half hour?
Yeah,
give or take.
That thing that he was talking about, Brandon was talking about, I love that too because inevitably the person on the other side is to be like, no, give me that tile.
I want
that over here.
It's like, no, I need that over there. It's like, it's just a wonderful, fantastic game. In fact, no, I got to do my 14, don't I? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
My 14 is Sentinels of the Multiverse. Actually,
I saw this one coming.
Sentinels of the Multiverse. This is one that I discovered. It's a card game, just so you know. You have hero decks where basically every hero has their own deck, and then every villain has their own deck of cards, and stuff happens. Just check it out. Got introduced to this at a board game shop. He's like, I think you'd like this. Got on board. It's awesome. It's a wonderfully fun game. Super simple. You play a card, use a power. That's it. Those are your 2 steps. Crazy easy. It has a problem, though. It does have a problem. I'm going to give it one minor critique, and that is there's a lot going on. So it might be that the villain guy is going to hit everybody, or there's like powers and things that adjust things. It's pretty heavy in terms of what's going on.
If only I could play it on the go.
Which is a fantastic implementation of it. There is an iOS app for it, and honestly, it's sort of replaced the card game for me, which is a little disappointing. We haven't played like the physical card game in a while, but the iOS app, oh my gosh, I play the crap out of that. And it manages everything for you, and it's awesome, so great job, Handelabra, shout out. They were awesome, good job. They're doing, oh my gosh, super excited for Bottom of the Ninth, which is a baseball game that's from that same publisher.
I want to try that. I haven't played it.
They're going to do it on the iOS. They're going to do an app. And I'm like, I don't even care for baseball at all, but I'm super excited for that for some reason. So, double shout out for Handelabra. Nice job.
I enjoyed that game. It's the kind of game where I need to play it more. I feel like that's the kind of game I would need to own because I just saw that as you got more, it got more cool.
Right, and the final expansion or the final ending, whatever it's called, Oblivion, and it's coming out. It should be shipping here shortly, and I'm very excited to see what they do with that. Very excited.
All right, my number. What is that?
13.
13. Oh yeah, Race for the Galaxy. Boop. Love Race for the Galaxy. The copy up is at the lake because I currently just got the expansion a couple months ago that implements a solo mode, which is fantastic. But Race for the Galaxy is an amazing space card game where you're going to be building a tableau. You're going to be building a 12-card tableau, and all the different cards have different special abilities on them. Some will make your powers better, and some will be different planets that you can harvest goods on, and you can use those goods to get money or to get cards, and money's going to get you more. I love this game. It plays really well solo. It is, for the most part, pretty much a solo game, though, where you're just going to be working, doing your thing while everyone else does their things. It plays best when you don't have to teach people, because there's tons and tons of symbology. Mm-hmm. But when you have people who don't know how to play, it's just boom, 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 boom. It's done in 25, 30 minutes, and it's just, I can't say enough about this game.
Really? How does this compare to Roll? Roll for the Galaxy.
I like Race for the Galaxy better. The one problem I had with Roll for the Galaxy is I felt like I don't know. I felt like the game dictated a lot of time what I did based on the planets I picked. Whereas I felt like Race for the Galaxy just gave me more of an open path. Okay. But that could be, yeah.
I'm going to go out and off rails a little bit. I did not like Race for the Galaxy.
It's an acquired taste.
I was not a fan, and it's because of the reason you said it, and I'm glad you said it. It is largely solitaire. You are playing by yourself. And to me, board games should be social and interactive, and you should be doing stuff with other people. In Race, you don't do that. You just play cards, draw cards, play cards, draw cards, play cards, draw cards, and it just I didn't care for that aspect of it. So
I think it's a fair point. I still love that. It's got like a Puerto Rico aspect where you pick an action and everybody does that action, but you get to do it a little bit better, which I love. Okay. It's a game I will never turn down. 13
for me is Between Two Cities.
Oh.
We just talked about it like 2 seconds ago. It's that good. Seriously. Stone Meyer, I am such a fan of Jamie Stegmaier and what he does and all of the games. It's beautiful, it's simple, it's easy. You can teach it quick, you can just run through the rules, do it. The collaboration, I love the lowest points thing. I love that they gave you a scoreboard that's both the snake and the other style. For whatever reason. It's just awesome. And it's great. It's fantastic. Get it.
I like the expansion too. It's really, really cool.
Oh, I love my number 12. I love my number 12. I'll do number 12.
All right,
number 12 for me is.
I'm gonna do 2.
Okay, all right. Number 12 for me is a game I've discovered at the Rio Grande Room at Gen Con, and it's called Rattlebones. I stinking love Rattlebones. It is the most ridiculous game that you'll play, but you get a board, you get dice that you can take the face off of, and I freaking love that, where you take the face off the dice and you replace it with something else, and then you've got your scoring die, you've got your moving die, you've got 3 dice that you're doing all the time. Super easy, super accessible, and it's just entertaining. It's fun, and when you roll Rattlebones, you hate yourself, and yet you still play. It's wonderful. Rattlebones, awesome.
I've tried to play this twice now, and I've gotten kicked out of both those games to play other games.
Why is that?
It just happens. Somebody's like, "Oh, let's play this instead." Oh, you're the only person who knows how to teach it. Yeah, okay. I'll go. But yeah, I do want to try it. I've seen it on your shelf, and I want to get it. I want to try it, I should say. My number 12, 7 Wonders Duel. Once again, Antoine Bauza killing it. Bruno Cathala. And it is 7 Wonders, but in a 2-player head-to-head card game in which you're going to be drafting from this big pyramid of cards. And it's got this really interesting... there's a lot of different stuff going on. So there's like the science thing where you can win immediately with science. There's a warfare thing where you can win immediately with warfare. There's, victory points. There's money. There's lots of really cool aspects. There's this cool pyramid aspect where you might not want to take a card because it's going to unlock cards for other people. So it becomes like, I don't want to take my turn. I got to do something, though. And the expansion's really good. It opens the game up as well. And I just love the game, 7 Wonders Duel.
I'll talk more about it later.
All right.
Spoilers.
Number 12. You did yours, right?
I did 12 for Rattlebones. Yep.
Go for 11.
No, go for 11. 11 for me is Pandemic Legacy, which might surprise you. But you played a 2-player. I played it 4-player.
I don't think it surprised anybody. It's like top 5 whole time.
And it probably should have been lower on the list because I actually really like. But it's one of those games where I left playing and I drove home and I went, "Damn, had we done that? Had we done that?" It was a game that stuck with me, and we really enjoyed it. I'm not going to spoil anything, whatever. Just fair warning. But I liked what happened as it went on, and it was like, oh, now I have to do this. Now I have to do this, and it changed and shifted, and that was really fun while keeping the spirit of Pandemic together. It was, at the end of the day, I loved it. But it has its issues, so.
It's a fantastic story, but it sucks 2 players.
Okay.
Way, way too easy. Me and my wife played it, and there were games that were like 3 or 4 games where it was literally just, we know we're going to win, but we have to play this out to see how much we win for different reasons.
Yeah, I gotcha. We only lost, I think, like 2 months, maybe.
But the story,
yeah, it was pretty easy.
The story is fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great story, great narrative. I mean, it's a solid legacy game, for sure.
All right. Number 11.
No, you got to do your 12. Or no, you're 11.
Yeah.
My 11 was Pandemic Legacy.
Number 11, the last one on this particular list is Sheriff of Nottingham. And I love Sheriff of Nottingham. I remember trying this at Gen Con and just being like, oh my gosh, this is the game that I love. And it's a very simple bluffing game where you are going to be taking goods from your hand, putting them into a bag, and then trying to get them past the sheriff. And the sheriff will be a person. But I love any games where you can bluff people, where you can double bluff people, and that is the name of the game.
And meta. Gambling, there's some gambling in this.
Meta is the name of the game, trying to get that contraband across, or trying to make people think that you're trying to get contraband across, making negotiations with people. Just excellent, excellent. First game of the Dice Tower Essentials line, and Tom nailed this one. Sheriff of Nottingham, love it.
This is fantastic. It's crazy. Again, it's all the games I feel like we're talking about are crazy accessible, super easy to teach. You throw them together, and my favorite part is the non-bluffing bluffing, where you're like, I got 4 apples, but you might actually have 3 corn and a contraband or something, and that's just wonderful. And you're like, hey, I'll pay you $5 to not open that bag, and then you could get sort of out of the box and be like, I'll take a shot of tequila if you don't open that bag or whatever. It's really limited to your imagination. I mean, it can be, but I mean, you can also anything you can turn into a drinking game. Internet, jeez, it's not that hard. Fantastic pick. Great game.
All right. Last but not least, your number 11.
I did number 11. We're done.
Oh yeah.
We're moving on to the top 10.
Bye.
Thanks for your time, YouTube. Are we done? Are we actually done? Yeah, I think we're done. We got to 11.
All right.
Top 10, bitch.